this fight with Poirier is trending bigger than the fight with you and Conor on pay-per-view. Imagine what you and Conor would do in another fight. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Ну, свой пик он давно прошел. У каждого человека есть свой пик. И он ее давно прошел. Так что должен был он со Спиналом драться или нет, это вопрос, ну, может быть, будет всегда стоять. В данный момент, да, для меня Спинал лучший тяжеловес мира.
It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bongaman himself, the one and only Cyril Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home, and so they oblige. And you'll recall a few weeks ago I said it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Cyril, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised.
In the headlines for a different reason. Conor McGregor stirred things up during a recent interview by questioning Ilia Topuria. That was all it took. McGregor fired back on social media in classic fashion, wrecked, loud, and provocative, sending fans into a frenzy. The exchange felt like an old rivalry suddenly reawakening, sparking talk not just about Topuria, but even wild speculation about past foes resurfacing. The reaction online was instant, with many sensing the early sparks of another explosive buildup.
Хороший парень.
Да.
Пытается быть кем-то. Сразу же видно. Не, я не думаю. Интерес противостояний, стилей, там, бойцов, чемпионов, может быть. Но такого, знаешь, как нет. И Ислам тоже.
Возможно, да.
И Ислам хороший парень.
Things escalated even further when an old clip resurfaced, showing Dana White speaking with Khabib, seemingly urging him to return. It was obvious how badly Dana wanted it. Tan fans understood why, given how massive the matchup would be. Once the video spread, speculation exploded, with many wondering if this was part of a quiet push to make it happen.
Fight with Poirier is trending bigger than the fight with you and Conor on pay-per-view. Imagine what you and Conor would do in another fight. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Dana White said he respects Khabib's retirement, even if he believes Khabib still has more to give. Khabib isn't interested. He's fully committed to coaching, especially guiding Islam Makhachev, and has no desire to return. His focus now is building champions, not chasing personal legacy.
I thought Khabib could have been fighting today, and there's a chance, because I mean, Islam is a bit of an extension of who he was. But to know them is to know that when his dad passed, it took a lot away from him. And so when he decided, I'm going to do something different, you know, mom's like, hey, you and your father started this journey together. I don't want you to do it without him. If he made that promise, I knew it was over.
And I will tell you this, when the UFC started to negotiate with Khabib, they started adding zeros and commas and bigger checks and Conor Part 2. The UFC missed it. That wasn't the number they needed to change. The number they needed to change was a 155-pound weight class to a 170-pound weight class. You would have got Khabib versus Conor too. It wasn't that he didn't want to fight and he didn't want to fight Conor. I don't believe that. He didn't want to beat the scale anymore. And that's the one thing that the company did.
Demetrius Johnson praised Khabib as one of the toughest coaches in MMA, saying his approach goes far beyond hard workouts. It's built on strict discipline, structure, and constant mental pressure, pushing his fighters to a level most people don't fully understand.
Самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов.
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Для меня, если я буду, например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Мадалины, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует.
Discussion highlighted Islam's sharp form under Khabib, praising his improved technique, movement, mindset, and cage control. Both agreed Khabib has transitioned seamlessly into a top-level mentor, elevating Islam in ways only a former elite champion could.
I think we drilled after that. And then the next day, they came back and it was even a longer grind session. I'm like, you guys do this every single day? He goes, yes, brother, for 8 weeks. Sacrifices. You want to be the best? I'm like, nah, I don't want to be the best. I'm done with that shit. Y'all can have it. But just to experience it, you know, and seeing what the best pound for pound fighter in the world feels like. And
Khabib stirred controversy by saying Jon Jones is past his prime. Some agreed, pointing to Jones's age and inactivity, while others argued his greatness still remains. The comments sparked heavy debate across social media.
He's going to beat him. I think he's going to become the 11th double champ in UFC history.
Islam tweeted, keep it shiny, keep it nice for me. JDM, I mean, it was kind of like the perfect comeback. He was just like, yeah, come get it.
Keep my belt clean. Okay, so the talking has begun, dude. That fight is set. That fight's going to take place in October, Abu Dhabi. I think we all know that. We're no longer going to get Ilya versus Islam Makhachev just now.
Jon Jones fired back by saying he still wants to fight Tom Aspinall, even floating the idea of doing it on a White House card. The bold statement reignited excitement, sounding risky, historic, and thrilling. Though many fans questioned how realistic it actually is,
свой пик он давно прошел. У каждого человека есть свой пик, и он его давно прошел. Так что должен был он со Аспиналом драться или нет, это вопрос, может быть, будет всегда стоять. В данный момент, да, для меня Аспинал очень тяжело.
Announced this White House UFC fight. What do you think about that?
I think it's exciting. Very exciting.
Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have very strong feeling that I'll be on that card.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any possible names you think?
Well, you know, I mean, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall. We'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. I feel like the only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
Dana White shut the idea down fast, saying a Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall fight isn't worth the risk. With Jones's injuries, long layoffs, and uncertainty, Dana made it clear he wouldn't gamble a major card on it, signaling the decision is essentially final.
Says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is at that time. But would you be okay with him like coming back and potentially winning that belt again? And you might have to go through.
Well, it's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Back in the testing pool,
Yes.
talking about going on the White House card.
Yes.
I think with his extensive criminal record, the Secret Service will let him on the White House ground.
That's such a good question. Woo.
That's actually a good question. Well, we always have to pass background checks when Trump's there and he got the fight, so I'd imagine he will be. And I gotta be honest with you. All right, so listen. All right. No disrespect to anyone here. I love you guys so much. You can go to the White House and I'm positive you'll win, right? But if we really need an American to win, right, gotta kind of send Jon Jones, don't we? I mean, seriously. Like, I mean, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't like him, but it's like, if we need an American to win, don't we just send the guy that always wins?
Yeah, no, he's going.
Hey, he said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And nobody tries harder than me. Are you sure Jon Jones doesn't try a little harder than I do?
I don't know. It's close.
It's close. It's close.
Daniel Cormier acknowledged Jon Jones' greatness and legacy, but agreed with the reality Dana White is considering. DC understands Jones still has potential, yet accepts he isn't the same fighter he once was. While Jones' place in MMA history is unquestionable. Cormier believes that doesn't mean the UFC should risk everything on him now.
Undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Cyril Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home, and so they obliged. And you'll recall a few weeks ago I said, it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Cyril, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised.
Magoo fully backed Dana White's stance, agreeing the UFC should focus on building new stars. Rather than relying on past greats, he praised the push behind Tom Aspinall, calling it the smart move for the future. In his view, the sport should invest in rising talent, not gamble big events on aging legends like John Jones.